your only all-local morning news. Fox 2 News Morning starts now.
Good morning, 6:30 on a Saturday. I'm Charlie Langton.
And I'm Amy Andrews. We are so happy you're with us this morning. Here's what we have in store for you this half hour.
Well, we've got a fight between popular breweries and neighbors. We'll talk about that. A brew fight. Ooh.
A brouhaha.
A brouhaha. Yeah, took the world's
And Oscar prediction. We were just talking. We have to finish up our Oscar nominees tonight. I think it's going to be a movie night.
I think it is going to be a movie night. A nice one, too. And I understand that The Boyhood, 3-hour movie or so. So I'm going to snuggle in.
You need to settle in with your mugs, your man Uggs.
Yes, that's true.
Charlie has Uggs.
That's right. All right. Also, there'll be a fight between two boxing greats. A lot of fighting going on. A lot of wars going on this morning.
It's been a long time in the making, so we're going to talk about that.
That's right.
And a lot of money involved.
Yes, absolutely right. But on this very cold day, but not as bad as it was yesterday, how is that weather going how's it going to be for us today?
We're going to have a little bit of snow in the forecast today.
But I hear we're dodging a bullet. I thought, maybe we were going to get a little more.
We could have got a little bit more. It's a system coming in from the south up towards the north. And the good news with these, we're on the north side of it, so not a ton of accumulation, but also warmer temperatures, a one-day warm-up. So again, satellite radar imagery showing that just the system is just starting to come in from the south up towards the north. But I just want to show you how large this system is and really affecting the Ohio Valley on the south side of it. Some thunderstorms and then some heavy snow actually pushing in through southern Indiana and southern Ohio. But again, we're on the north side of it. Right now, 17 degrees in Detroit, 19 in Chicago, and 23 in Springfield, 28 degrees also in Omaha. We have a little bit of a wind today, but not really a big deal. But we do have a little bit of a wind chill out there, feeling like 12 degrees outside right now in Detroit, and 23 is what it's feeling like in Springfield. So we are on the warmer side, up about 28 degrees from where we were at yesterday. Remember, we were dealing with those record-breaking, smashing-breaking temperatures where we were feeling like 20 to 30 below. So enjoy today, even though we're going to have a little bit of snow, on average about 1 to 3 inches, but we'll top off at 29 degrees. We're going to talk about more cold air headed our way coming up in just a few minutes. Over to you guys.
Well, the man accused of killing a soccer referee with a single punch takes a plea deal to avoid trial.
36-year-old Basil Sod of Dearborn pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter in exchange for a lighter sentence. He'll now spend between 8 and 15 years in prison. Sod admitted to punching John Benowitz during a soccer match in Livonia last year. Benowitz died 2 days later. Because Sod is not a U.S. citizen, he may be deported. Once he gets out of prison, he will be sentenced next month.
A jury fails to reach a verdict in a vigilante justice case involving a St. Clair Shores police officer. The judge ordered a mistrial in the case of Michael Notoriano, which dates back to 2013 when his daughter's cell phone was stolen. Prosecutors say Notoriano and another off-duty police officer then tracked down the men they believe took it, robbed them at gunpoint, and beat one of them. No word yet on whether the prosecutor's office will pursue another trial. And in Dearborn, police say that they have found no evidence a fight at a Kroger store is a hate crime. Last week's assault allegedly involved an Arab American and 2 white men. There are conflicting reports from witnesses about whether racial and ethnic slurs were used, and police say it will be up to the prosecutor to decide whether any charges will be filed.
A popular local brewing company has some big plans on tap, but it's leaving a bitter taste for some neighbors. Fox 2's Ron Savage with more on the controversy.
It's the weekend at Griffin Claw Brewing Company in Birmingham. They opened the restaurant and brew pub in the summer of 2013, and Griffin Claw is a big hit. So big, they'd now like to expand their operation. The beer that's brewed here, you'll also find at Kroger and Whole Foods grocery stores. They distill spirits here, too, but they'd like to add a room to store bourbon barrels. They don't need more seats, just some room to store the bourbon so the barrels can age before consumption.
We want to put a cellar house in the back of the parking lot, kind of butts up to where Robot Garage is, so that we can take our bourbon barrels when we make bourbon and age them.
Griffin Claw says they'll need to cut into their parking lot and eliminate some parking spots. And therein lies the brouhaha. 14 neighbors signed a petition saying parking already gets swallowed up faster than you can pour a bourbon on the rocks.
On normal Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, you can't park in front of your house, and your neighbor can't park in front of his house. And it just goes out all the way down the block.
Barb McIntosh has lived here for 15 years. She's across the street and 3 doors down from the Griffin Claw and says her street Bowers gets jammed.
We've adjusted to the fact that we have a brewery, but we have a tremendous parking situation.
Neighbors on Bauer Street say they can park in their own driveways and garage, but spots in front of the house or on the street are hard to find.
With Griffin Claw patrons parking, they're not paying attention to the yellow curbs. You know, we have difficulty, making a left or right turn out onto Eden, a very busy street.
Griffin Claw says the neighborhood has been a good fit.
We love the neighborhood. It's Birmingham's, it's the best. We're really excited and we want to be able to expand, but there's at a point where it doesn't make sense to fight against it either. So, we're hoping that we're not asking for seating necessarily. We're asking for options.
So after talking to Griffin Claw, they'd like to expand this area to give them a cellar house where they can place their whiskey barrels in a spot where the barrels can age. They'll present their plan for a possible expansion to Birmingham City Council on Monday. In Birmingham, Ron Savage, Fox 2 News.
Well, the frigid weather makes it tough to do just about everything. Go outside and get in your car and it hurts. Well, imagine having to live in this deep freeze 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but that's a reality, though, for some of the city's homeless. Fox 2's Robin Murdoch has the latest on how the Covenant House is trying to help those who need it the most right now.
This is dying weather here. This is not anything to take for granted. This is serious.
Stephanie Taylor starts every shift at the Covenant House with a prayer. She will drive anywhere from 10 to 100 miles a day, trying to get teens off the streets and out of the cold.
No kid, no young person, even if we see an older person, they shouldn't be out here in this weather. If we know where they can go to a swarm-safe place, we're going to make sure they know about it, and we're going to make sure they get there.
On Friday, we tagged along with Taylor as she looked under the city's many bridges and desolate areas that have become somewhat of a home for the homeless.
It breaks my heart to freeze going to my car in just 1 second. You can imagine a kid walking and not knowing where they're going, but just walking.
During the course of the winter, workers will hand out dozens of these donated hats and gloves, as well as jackets that can be converted into sleeping bags. They are the little things that make all the difference when you are braving these sub-zero temperatures. And that is what they do. While the Covenant House usually helps those that are 18 to 22, when you see this, you can't keep driving.
Put your arm there. Put your arm there.
Can't see, okay.
Nice and warm.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that warm?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to take you to a warmer center or something?
Nice. No, I'm good.
You good?
Yup,
You good?
I'm good, yup.
One by one, Taylor is reaching out and helping out, a gesture that's warming, even when the weather is anything but.
This could be your mother. This can be your sister, your kids.
Reporting for Fox 2 News, I'm Robin Murdoch.
All right, thank you.
Sad story.
It's hard to see that, and you tend to see that on many busy streets. So.
Well, talking to some of those people out there, I mean, they have no place to go, and that's the real problem. Yes, there are warming centers, and a lot of the warming centers in Detroit now are overflowing with people because of the weather, because of the need. So it's good to see that someone's doing something about it, but still, very difficult life to live.
Absolutely.
All right, still ahead, a big college fair happening right here in Metro Detroit,
where you can meet representatives from 50 different universities and learn about test prep and financial aid.
And it's finally official when two of the world's greatest boxers will battle head-to-head. That's coming up.